been a while since I've done an update, but I'm feeling really good. I just finished my first mesocycle. It's been about 4 weeks. 4 weeks of consistency for the first time in like 9 months. So I feel really good. I want to share my reflections over the last 4 weeks, some of the changes I'm going to make to my training and nutrition, and some changes I'm making to my schedule, and possibly some changes to my plan to compete on October 4th. But let's get into it. So reflections over the last 4 weeks. I know I made a commitment a couple months ago to start new training, new nutrition. It just hasn't gone that way mentally. Last 4 weeks, I feel really freaking good. Nutrition has been 95% on point. Training, haven't missed a single day, which that's unheard of for me in the last 9 months. So I feel awesome. Steps have been horrible. I've been averaging like 3,000 or 4,000 a day. That's primarily just due to my schedule. So I'm playing a lot of catch up with the business, trying to get the business back up and running. So I've been training first thing in the morning and then working like 12-hour days. Recently though, just in the last few days, I've gotten back to the schedule that was working for me back when I lived in Idaho before we moved to Asia. So my schedule now, I can actually show it to you if you guys want. So this is the new schedule. Obviously, this is just kind of like preliminary, but waking up, meditation, visualization for a half hour, jump into an hour of deep work, and then I do an hour of either walking or cardio, depending on the day. Then I spend the next half hour to 45 minutes doing client check-ins, hour and 15 minutes doing deep work. So right there, before work hours have even started, I've done 2 hours of deep work. Then I go eat, pre-workout meal and walk, and then some more working, and then I work out from 11 to 12:30, swap out my wife so she can go work out, and then I take coaching calls and sales calls in the afternoon, and I clock out 4:30 at the absolute latest. I really want to set a non-negotiable to stop working by 4:30 p.m. So I don't know, work from 5:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. I think that's doable. So yeah, so with this new schedule, I see no reason why I can't get at least 8,000 steps a day. So I'm on this new schedule. This is day 3 of this new schedule. It's so far working very well. So we'll just keep this up. I'm making some adjustments to the diet. So this was the diet that I originally designed. 3,100 calories on training days and 2,100 calories on rest days. As you can see, the macro composition is quite different on those 2 days. Now I'm making an adjustment. So this starts tomorrow, 2,800 calories on training days and then 1,800 calories on rest days. I went from like 5 meals a day to just 3 with an intra-workout drink. And then I'm still going to do 5 meals a day on rest days just to keep me more full because the calories are pretty low. So with this, with my history of horrible metabolic adaptations when calories are low, I'm doing a high carb day every 4 or 5 days. So this should land on a lower body session every 4 or 5 days. 3,600 calories, 540 grams of carbs. I drop the fats to allow for greater carbohydrate uptake. This whole reason why I'm doing this is for thyroid support. Just keeping the thyroid happy, really. So that's on the nutrition side. Let's talk about training. So this upper lower split has been working really, really well for me. Couple reflections from this mesocycle. I think I can definitely push up the volume and I can add additional exercises. So what I essentially did is 2 upper body days, 2 lower body days, just alternating. You can see here, 2 days on, 1 day off. And so I'm just training on like different days each week, right? So 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. Couple observances. Can definitely increase the volume. I think I can go for an additional week. So this week was my deload. So I just did 2 sessions and I'm taking the rest of this week off. I did more of an intensive cruise. So this is inspiration from Dr. Scott Stevenson. Instead of dropping intensity for the deload, I dropped all volume down to 1 set and just went 0 RIR and everything. And I took out the major compound movements. So with that said, a couple changes I'm making for this next mesocycle is same thing, upper lower rest. On the lower days, I'm adding in arms, and that's similar from the last mesocycle. But I'm adding additional exercises and additional volume. For arms, triceps and biceps can handle more volume, so I'm increasing the volume on those. Chest, I'm adding an additional exercise for the chest. Back, I'm adding an additional lower lat exercise on my upper days. And then, of course, increasing volume across the board on those. Shoulders, can never have enough shoulders, so I'm adding an additional exercise and I'm adding additional volume. So upper day 2, this is going to start on Monday. As you can see, similar to how we started the last meso, just one set on most exercises. The exercises that can handle additional volume, I'm starting with 2 sets, 2 RIR and everything instead of 3 RIR as last time. And then as you can see here, I'm adding additional sets and then dropping the RIR until we get to these last sessions here where it's max sets and 0 RIR and everything. So it's going to get kind of brutal. That's upper day 2. And then we have lower day 2. So as you can see on the compound exercises, so good morning and leg press, I'm only going to 2 sets max. On the smaller exercises like your hamstring curls, as you can see, I'm maxing those out to 4 sets because I can handle it. As you can see here on the lower body 2, I'm adding a shoulder exercise, cable upright row. I'm maxing that out. I swapped out one of the bicep exercises for a different one, single arm lat pull down dumbbell curl. I didn't like the other one. It didn't feel good. So I'm swapping that out. I really like the weighted dips. That's going to stay in there. Upper day 1. So I added a lower chest dumbbell fly press to this and driving that up. Added a seated lateral raise after my Smith High incline press. And then I added a machine low row after my lat pull downs. And then let's do lower day 1. Squats, gonna stop around 2 sets. Everything else goes up. RDL, same thing, gonna stop at 2 sets. Seated hamstring curl, gonna drive that all the way to 4 sets. Calf raise, incline bench curl, and bench anchored overhead cable tricep extension felt good. So we're gonna keep those. So this meso should go for 5 weeks. So 4 weeks accumulation and then 1 week of intensive cruise. And then 2 days of conditioning or cardio a week on top of that. So yeah, where are we in terms of preparing for bodybuilding show? As of today, I have 128 days out, 18 weeks out until October 4th. I'll be honest, I don't know where I'm standing in regards to getting ready for that show. I had kind of a shit run the last 2 months of consistency. This last 4 weeks have been the best amount of consistency in the last 9 months. So far it's going good, and I feel myself coming back to where I was. My concern is I don't know if I'm going to be ready enough for the stage. I'm afraid I'm going to get on stage and not look as good as I did 2 years ago. 3 years ago. Wow, time flies. I'm afraid I'm going to get on and look the same or worse than I did 3 years ago, and that's embarrassing. So I think around 10 weeks out, I'll determine if I think I can do this. So I've got 8 weeks to kind of prove to myself if I will look better on stage than I did last time. If I don't think I will finish this cut and just do a photo shoot. But I don't want to step on stage and look worse. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Thanks for checking this out. Hopefully this was informative. Hopefully this gave you a good insight of what life looks like right now. So if you have any questions, let me know.